Okay, so today's video is going to be a little bit different. If you've been watching my channel, you know that I usually focus on calling out the US media when they twist the facts or leave Canadians out of the story. But today, we're going to flip the lens a little bit. I want to take a moment to take a look at what's actually happening inside the US and hear straight from the people living there. Because at some point, you have to look over the fence and just see how chaotic things have become with our neighbors. Before we get into it, today's photo comes from Abigail. She took this photo at Pine Airy Provincial Park on Lake Huron. Looks like an incredible spot. Thanks for sending it in. All right, let's dive into the chaos south of the border.
You need to stop kidnapping people off the fucking street.
100%.
You just take him away when I'm trying to call his family for him.
We're making an arrest. You need to stay
Show
back
me your
on the
arrest
road.
warrant then. Show me your arrest
I
warrant.
don't need to show you
Yeah,
anything.
because you're a liar.
You're not an interested party. You have no right to see that.
Stop! You guys are kidnapping people off the fucking street.
We good?
Yeah, because what? Because someone came over to help them, you have to rush and get them in the fucking car?
You're being obnoxious and a lady.
Not being obstructive. You're being obnoxious.
This is 100%. 100%.
You guys have no conscience.
Yep.
If you're doing something right, take your mask off then. Yeah, you
This is happening every single day now, in every corner of the US. It doesn't matter if you're in the deep south or right near the Canadian border, it's everywhere. And it's only going to get worse. Donald Trump now pushes to hire 10,000 more ICE agents, offering them $50,000 signing bonus, wiping out student debt, and yes, even giving him a poster of Donald Trump. But here's the part that really should concern everyone. They're not just targeting migrants or criminals anymore. They're detaining US citizens. And with this kind of momentum, it's hard to see how things are going to get better and why people would actually still want to go to the US.
In Ontario, another ICE raid and another U.S. citizen taken into custody.
I'm right here, Angel. I'm right here.
Angel Pena says he was minding his own business when masked federal agents showed up at the Stater Brothers. Customers began to shout at them, telling them to leave, but some went inside the store. Nearby doorbell video shows Pena running away, approaching a passing SUV looking for help, but the agents wound up violently taking him into custody.
Wait, Joey.
They were
Wait.
shoving my head against
No, wait.
the ground, elbowed me, and they used forcefully a baton to really pierce my side.
Pena says he tried explaining to the agents that he was an American, but they ignored him.
I know. Just stop for a second.
I told them I was born, I had an ID, I had a social, I had a birth certificate, and none of the officers, the ICE agents that were on scene, they didn't care about none of that.
Only when a supervisor showed up was he released. Earlier this month, a federal judge here in Los Angeles ordered the Trump administration to stop ICE agents from targeting people based on their skin color, accent, or job.
Imagine needing a federal judge to tell ICE to stop targeting people because of their skin color, accent, or even their job. That's where things are now. So what happens if you're a tourist and you come in to match a profile they're looking for? What if your accent doesn't sound American? Do you really think ICE is going to wait while you explain that you're just visiting? Will they give you time to dig through your bag and pull out your passport? Probably not. At this point, carrying your passport everywhere in the US feels more like a safety precaution than a travel document. Because ICE doesn't ask questions. They assume guilt first and expect you to prove otherwise. And why do I say that? Because this next clip shows exactly how far the corruption has gone, with ICE and the police departments working hand in hand.
5 Colorado deputies were caught helping ICE behind the scenes and violating state law. One of these deputies pulled over a 19-year-old student who was originally from Brazil. He let her go with a warning just to drop her information in a private signal group with other deputies and ICE. The signal group was originally created and meant for drug enforcement activities in the state, yet someone informed ICE, and just minutes after she was let go, she was pulled back over and detained. In Colorado, it's illegal for local police to share information with ICE. It's been in the books since 2019. One of the deputies was given 3 weeks unpaid leave, another one 2 weeks. Both were booted off of the task force, and the supervisors were reprimanded. This wasn't a mistake, this was a systemic failure. And if information is getting slipped to ICE through signal chats, what else is getting slipped through? Sound off. Should local police ever share information with immigration enforcement? Let me know in the comments.
So if you're a tourist visiting the US, minding your own business, and you get stopped by a police officer, there's now a real risk you could end up in ICE custody shortly after. That's not something I want hanging over me on my vacation. I don't want to be somewhere where I have to keep checking over my shoulder. And if ICE does pick you up, who are you supposed to call? The police? Good luck with that. This whole mess has started with one man, and the 77 million people who backed him. But I'll give credit where it's due. The people of Scotland have made it very clear he was not welcome there. Let's take a look at this next clip.
Well, we're in great shape. The trade deal was made with UK. The Prime Minister did a great job. You know, they've been trying to make that deal for 12 years, and he got it done. Everybody respects it. It's going to be a lot of jobs for here, and great for America. And
Whoever was playing these bagpipes, you deserve a trophy. That was an excellent troll job on Donald. And let's be real, the bagpipes sound way better than anything coming out of his mouth. Because all we ever hear from him are lies, cheating, and gaslighting. And speaking of lying and cheating, Donald was also caught on camera, cheating again. Let's take a look. Yeah, I don't think anyone's surprised. Golf is supposed to be a game of honesty. If you lose your ball, you take a penalty. If it's in a bad spot, you deal with it or take another penalty. For any golfers out there, you know how frustrating it is playing with somebody who cheats all the time. The kind of person who calls a bogey when he clearly got a triple. You don't want people like that in your life. But for some people, they believed every lie he told and they voted for him. Like this person right here.
I didn't care how things were affecting others until it affected me. Am I proud of that? No. We live in a very cruel world, and sometimes the only way to survive is by being selfish. We are all just out here trying to survive as best we can. And although we may have good intentions and we may be empathetic and we may be compassionate, we will always put ourselves first because we have to survive. And if that means making a mistake in my vote or maybe putting my trust in the wrong person like I did, then that's what it means. I will always put the betterment of my family and vote in ways that I think will help my family above anyone else.
Here's the problem with voting for your self-interest. I understand Maslow's hierarchy of needs. When you're on the bottom and none of your needs are fulfilled, you can only think of yourself. But here's the problem with that, is you voted for your self-interest. So did everybody else in the Republican Party. Think about that for a minute. You voted for your self-interest, but you don't have anything. Like, you don't have anything. Like, that's what it is. But other people, rich people, they have a lot. So, of course, they're going to vote for their self-interest because they have something. You don't. You need the tribe, right? The socialized healthcare, the socialized dental care, schools, firefighters, police officers, all socialized systems. Is it clicking yet? You voted against the tribe. You know, humans didn't make it on their own. We always existed in a tribe, taking care of each other. You could only take care of yourself if you have something. And you don't have shit.
Yep, I'm with the guy on this one. This woman in the clip, she voted for Trump, and she clearly can't think for herself. It shows the selfishness we've come to expect from so many Republican voters. It's always about me, me, me. Now, why suddenly she changed her mind about Trump? No idea. But I'm willing to bet something she was promised got taken away, or she finally realized that one of Donald's lies affected her directly. My guess? Probably something financial. Some kind of aid or subsidy or benefit that she just lost. Because let's be honest here, if it hadn't affected her, she would still be waving the Trump flag. That's the pattern. They only care when it impacts them personally, not when it hurts anybody else. Selfishness at its finest. And sadly, there are still millions just like her who continue to believe the lie. Let's take a look.
Do you think Trump can make America great again?
Hell no.
Do you think Trump can make America great again?
Definitely.
Really? You think that?
Yes, I do.
How do you think Trump's doing in office so far? Good. Do you think Trump can make America great again?
No way.
Do you think Trump can make America great again?
Of course. He already started. Do you think Trump can make America great again?
Not a chance. No way.
Do you guys think Trump can make America great again?
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Do you think Trump can make America great again?
Hell yeah.
Do you think Trump can make America great again?
Absolutely not.
Trump can make America great again?
Yeah.
Do you think Trump can make America great again?
Yes.
Do you think Trump will make America great again?
No.
Do you think Trump will make America great again?
What? Of course.
Do you think Trump can make America great again?
Absolutely.
Do you think that President Trump is making America great again, or is he making it worse?
He's definitely making it worse.
Is there anything in particular that you can say, okay, this is making America worse?
He said he was going to try to deport Native Americans.
So 9 Americans said Trump was doing a great job. 6 said no. And that's honestly pretty scary if you ask me. It gives you a glimpse into what many of the 77 million still believe. But while I was watching that, I started thinking, how many of those 9 Trump supporters work in an industry that is hurting from the US boycott? I'm sure there's a few of them. Like if one of them owns a restaurant that depends on international tourists. If that's the case, I say he got exactly what he voted for. Which brings me back to the point I made a few videos ago. All these US businesses now begging for Canadians to come back. How many of them actually voted for this mess? I bet there's more than a few that did. And now that they're feeling the impact, tourism is down and there's no denying it. Let's take a look at a few more clips on the state of the current US tourism right now.
Guys, I'm at JFK Airport at the immigration right now. Behind me, you see there's no lines for tourists. There's only Americans coming back home, but there's no tourists coming to America right now. Nobody wants to come to Trump land, huh? People are boycotting the US.
So no one's coming to America anymore, and we might end up losing the World Cup and the Olympics. Right? Tourism fell by 12% last month. That's the most since COVID. But then more specifically, tourism from Germany and Denmark falling by over 30%. It's down by over 25% for Spain, Norway, Ireland, and Austria. Australia and France are down by 7%. And then, on top of that, air travel from Canada, it's down over 75% from last year, in addition to a 32% reduction in car travel from Canada. With us even seeing the founder of Kayak having a lot to say about this, saying, quote, in just 2 months, Trump has destroyed the reputation of the U.S., shown one way by diminished travel from the EU to the U.S., and saying this is not only one more terrible blow to the U.S. economy, it also represents reputation damage that could take generations to repair. Additionally,
He's right about that. The boycott isn't just going to magically end when Trump is gone in a few years. Even if a Democrat is elected, I'm not going back. And that's just my opinion, but I know I'm not alone. Because the real problem is not just Trump. It's the 77 million people who still support the 51st state rhetoric and the annexation threats. And they're not going anywhere. They'll still be around long after Trump is gone. So yeah, this isn't something that's going to fix in one election. It's going to take generations to undo this damage.
another booking site found that 40% of Europeans have canceled their trips to America. And, Trump's policy of randomly detaining tourists and sending them to random prisons or deporting them immediately upon arrival, it's bringing a complete halt to tourism, according to travel companies. And this is there are now growing concerns about the U.S.'s ability to host the Ryder Cup in 2025, the World Cup in 2026, and the Olympics in 2028. Right, globally, people are asking a lot of questions. Are players and fans going to be safe? Can the safety of the Iranian or Venezuelan teams be guaranteed? And that, as others are remarking, that no one's going to be able to go given the possibility of being sent to a prison in El Salvador. Now, that said, FIFA has been downplaying the situation, with one official saying, time's on our side with that. I understand the policies of the administration, but I'm confident that once we get to the point where we need to get to, 16 months from now, we'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you'll be fine in 16 months, Mr. FIFA official. I got my own thoughts when it comes to FIFA in the US. Personally, I think Trump and the FIFA execs are a little too close. And let's not forget, they let him keep a trophy that was supposed to be handed to the players. Now, I don't watch football, so I don't really have any stake in it, and to be honest, I really don't care. But the cynical side of me says go ahead, let the tournament play in the US, and let's see how badly it falls apart. That aside, the real issue here is tourism. The tourism industry is in shambles. And if you need proof, just take a look at this next clip.
Thanks to Trump's policies, the United States is going to lose around $30 billion in tourism money this year. Out of 184 countries, we were literally the only one that had declining tourist revenue. And it kind of makes sense, right? We're rifling through tourists' phones, we're throwing them into jail, and we're not telling them how long they're going to stay there for. We're deporting people for mean tweets about J.D. Vance. It was pretty obvious.
So I guess now that I've shown this meme on my channel, I'm officially on the radar. Just like that guy from Norway who got denied entry for having it on his phone. If I ever have to talk to a CBP agent, that might be a problem. That's fine. I'm not planning to cross the border anytime soon, and I'm definitely not revealing my identity.
Obvious actually from the forecasts before all these crazy policies that we were going to have like a 9% increase in tourism, which would have been a lot of money for small businesses, for all kinds of people all over this country that rely on international tourism. But, you know, instead we just had to send people to torture camps. I guess that's similarly economically useful, right?
So why did I show you all this? It's because we need to take a step back and remind ourselves why we're boycotting the US. It's easy to get distracted, but what's happening on the other side of the fence shouldn't be ignored. There's constant infighting, ICE and CBP overstepping, Republicans fighting Democrats, and a growing wave of arrogance and ignorance coming from the far right. I made this video as a reminder. We don't need to deal with any of that in Canada. This image says it all, and I'm grateful to be on the side of the fence with Europe, Australia, Mexico, New Zealand, and the rest of our allies. The way I see it, things are only going to get worse down there. Whether it's economic collapse or even a military-style civil conflict, the direction it's heading doesn't look good. And if that day ever comes, I'll be thankful I stayed on this side. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you feel the same way? If this video helped you to see things more clearly, hit the like and subscribe button. It helps to get the message out. And if you're still here and you want to continue hearing my voice, check out the other videos popping up on your screen now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.